Hi guys, happy day. Welcome to Sri Rajamadangi Academy. We are now in government audit means what? First question. You tell me what is government audit? Generally for company, who will do audit? We only will do audit. Who we are? We are all chartered accountants. Practicing chartered accountants will do audit, statutory auditor. But when you try to cover this government audit, without connecting chapter number 10 of Companies Act, you cannot cover this. What is chapter number 10 of Companies Act?
Audit and auditors.
Audit and auditors. There, non-government company, how will you do audit? Government company, how will you do audit? And they will say. First auditor means how it will be. Subsequent auditor, that means from the second level. First auditor means during the incorporation itself we will do. Second auditor or subsequent auditor means after first auditor. So when you are covering this, they will say government audit, non-government audit. Or you can say government company, non-government company. Non-government company only we have studied all this time. But this particular some 20 questions that we are going to cover are the first step that I told 50% of this portion will cover is all based on government audit related. So who will do this? When you go to chapter number 10, they will tell a person called C and AG. Exactly same thing they will say. Who is C and AG? I will write here. Comptroller. Yes, it is not controller, it is comptroller. And Auditor General. Auditor, you know spelling. Auditor General of India. These people only do audit for government companies. So don't write you will go directly. There is already a person who is called C and AG. And for your extra information, I am a guest lecturer in C and AG. So sometimes we go and take guest lecturing to the government auditors people as to how it has to be done, and seminars and conferences we do conduct. I am for the regional chapter for Chennai and Mumbai for C and AG. I am a guest lecturer. Why I am telling this is it should be like they are already stalwarts. That means they are already experts. You should go and train them, or you should go and highlight them. Train means without knowing anything, they will not be. They are already with enormous experience, but you will also tell from your side professional knowledge or value additions or updates and all you will give. I have taken one time for tax. I have taken one time for corporate governance. I have taken one time for the other law perspectives, some for labor related, like that. Some sessions I have easily covered for both Chennai and Mumbai separately. So what I am saying is, first you should know government audit is done by whom? C and AG. This is the first thing you should remember the moment when you have government audit. What is a government audit? Story. Generally, you know what is audit. Correct? Now it is government audit. Objective, systematic, professional, and independent examination. That means when you do audit, you should not be disturbed by anyone. You should ensure that it should be objective, systematic, professional, independent. Everything is independent only. Correct? What operation? Finance also will be there. Administrative also will be there. Others also will be there. But this is all based on what? Public entity. Government is for whom? Public only. So public entity, for their execution, for their evaluation, for their verification, they will prepare a report. If you remember, for generally company, we will have a CARO. For bank, we will have LFAR. For this also, you will have a separate report. That will be described from the government's perspective. Who will do this? By doing audit findings, they will do. And who will do this? Responsible officials in C&AG will do. And they will examine the financial statement and give opinion. This only auditor will do. No, all this we have already studied from day one. You will do an examination. You will concentrate on the entity. You You will do evaluation, verification, reporting, everything. Who will do responsible official? What is the purpose of the auditor? To give professional opinion. Correct or not? And we will also say something called true and fair view. Correct? All these things. This is for your understanding only. Conceptually, you can mug up wherever you study audit, meaning, definition and all. That includes what? Government audit also. Auditing. Are we clear? First, can you write the keywords so that you will get the grip of the first time? Examination. Public entity, they will do execution. Please write this. All this is there in your material also. Anyways, meanings I will upload in G Drive also. Don't worry. But we will go and cover one after another. Please write the keywords. I will color the keywords in yellow so that you don't get confused. Independent examination. What and all you, for whom you will do? Public entity. Will you present a report with comment? Yes. Who will do? Officials, that's not important. Examination of financial statement you will do. Then express the opinion you will do. Please write this. When you write, you should concentrate on what you are writing. So I just put you in with the video off. Please cover this. We'll go step by step. Some 50 questions are there. One question is covered. Like that, we'll go one after another. Please write the keywords, then we'll go to the next one. Done? If you are done, please let me know. I'm here only.
Done, sir.
You're done. Okay. So what is your objectives of government audit? What is generally what will be the objective? You should concentrate for public. Government policy, you should be taken care. Any correction has to be done, it should be done. That's all is your objectives of government audit. See how many objectives, they'll ask this in MCQ, guys. How many objectives are there? 3 objectives are there. Normally think from a normal layman angle. Government audit, why you will do? For private person, no. Public fund, to take care of public fund or government fund. For that, what accounting? Private accounting, no. Public accounting.
Okay.
That's all is the keyword. First point. Now, you cannot say private policy will be done. For separately, departments, ministries, all this will be there. So, public accounting, when we say, you will concentrate on what administration? Public administration only. All the government officials will be involved. So, we should be very careful when you do it. Government only gives us everything. For government itself, we do audit. So for government, who will do audit? C&AG. For C&AG, you can take classes and sessions. That's what I said I'm doing. So see the level. Next step. Corrective actions. There and all that you should do audit observation. There and all there is lapses you will highlight. Lapses means what? Any mistakes or problems or anything that is missed out. Correct? Low level, top level, middle level, all this level. Because you will not know who is doing what. See what they are saying. Lapses of the lower hierarchy, thus helping the supervisory level officers to take corrective measure. Easy question, simple question. This and all they can ask you in the MCQ, odd men out. Just glance 2-3 times, it should come to you. Everything you cannot muck up. Normal basic points. See, audit, whenever you read this auditing subject, there are two things you should try to understand. One is concept or a story. Half of them you can write with this itself. Audit of items of financial statement, government audit, all this and all conceptually you can get. Beyond this, if you are not able to do, you always have mnemonics. Now, over a period of time, I stopped telling mnemonics for auditing because mnemonics is important for standard related questions. For government audited, that this and all, you can remember mnemonics. But when you know the storyline, you become yourself as an auditor. It will not only be in the memory lane, it can also be on the conceptual lane, because for scenario based questions, everything you cannot use mnemonics. It's only the understanding of story. What this fellow did, what is his job, how is he doing, where he is taking all the evidence. This is a normal understanding. So based on that, you can do. Okay. Next, duties of C and AG. Based on this only, we will do more like vouching and verification. Vouch and verify all this. This and all is your duties of C and AG. Who is C and AG? I told you controller, correct? Not controller. What and all he will do? Compile and submit accounts of union and states. So first accounting he will do. Then audit he will do. Relating to audit, what and all he will do? Receipt, expenditure. Grant, because government grants is there, no? AS 12 or loans, any receipt, anything relating to stores, inventory, and overall companies and corporations. This and all is the normal duties of him. They can ask you to list it down. List it down. So when you read this particular chapter, go to your respective RTP, MTP. I will, why I am telling this again is because they will pick questions directly from there also. Okay, this and all is your basic duties. Accounts, audit, receipt, expenditure, grant, loan, receipt, stores, inventories of government. You should understand how big the stock will be for a government. That level you should try to do, and obviously overall government company you can. This is what duties of C and AG. What are the powers of C and AG? Shall we go and see now? Powers of C and AG, what and all they will do. Number one, normally what an auditor will do? Inspect the office of accounts. But here it is not company, it is government. So when I use a word under control of what? Union government, state government. So indirectly, central and state. Normally what you will do as an auditor, guys, you will inspect accounts, correct? Then what you will try to do? You need books of accounts, papers and all. Accounts, books, papers, documents. If you remember, we will cover this in section 128 of Companies Act. You know what is section 128 of Companies Act?
Books of accounts.
Books of accounts.
Books and papers will be there. Books and papers include books of accounts. So remember that and connect. Apart documents, vouchers, ledgers, everything will come to you. Okay. Seri, they inspected, they required all the documents, papers and all. With that, what they will do? They will ask questions and make observations. Then only they can prepare the accounts and report. Yes, that's the third point. Fourth point is they have the power to dispense with any class of transactions. They can do anything. They can do anything. These are the 4 points. They can do anything. So here they are talking about first one, central government, state government. Second, I am using a word called BOA. What is BOA, guys? Books of accounts.
Books.
Then they will do observation and preparation. Basic second standard question this. What an auditor will do, normally what you will tell? All this only. They have power to dispose, power to do anything. Powers majorly to dispense. What is required, what is not required. I told you every time we say auditor's judgment, material judgment. That's what is told. So please write this point. CGSG, books of accounts as per 128. Observe and prepare, power to dispense. This is your what? Rights. Duties is different, rights is different. Please write this now. Have you completed, guys? I'll cover one more question and then we will go and study this and then we will go to step by step. By the time you write this fifth question, we will cover this and you will study. Okay. Now, one after another, slowly the audit is coming. So audit is coming means they will talk about what? They'll talk about the concepts relating to this. This and all we have already told. Correct? Expenditure audit, that the powers, duties and all we have already told. I'm just taking you through this. Yes. Expenditure audit. Now, if you go as per the material, there will be so much of heavy things that is given. I'm making it very simple for you to understand because hardly 2-3 questions only should come in an attempt. Don't sit. This is 80 pages. This particular chapter alone is some 80 to 90 pages are there. That level and all, if you study, you will never go to auditing exam itself because 80 pages, this itself will cover. So what is crucial, that alone we will write. Okay. So this I will cover. This particular question that I am covering is the heart of government audit. Without this, you cannot touch any question. So only I am saying I will cover this and then I will tell you to study. This is the heart of the government audit. Without this 5 points that I am going to tell, government audit will never happen. Please mark this very important. Some 5 heads I will tell you. This from this only they will connect any conceptual clarity question. Heart of the government audit mean how important it is. Sir, till now you told powers, duties and all. Don't you think all these are important questions? That's all for conceptual connection. They may or may not ask. But this fifth question from this, there can be a number of questions that they can ask. So only I said I will cover this and give time for you to study. Adavechida, we will go one after another. Are we clear? So don't be surprised if they are asking questions from this, because this only is important in the whole chapter. I mean, the first government audit perspective. Okay, shall we go? What are the basic standards? That the expenditure incurred conforms to the relevant provisions of the statutory enactment and conformity with financial rules and regulation. Guys, who will prepare financial rules and regulation for government? They are saying competent authority, C&AG. Okay, they will only prepare that because they are doing audit. They know how to bring that financial. Obviously, it will be under government gazette. Official gazette, it will be there. But who will properly take it forward? Competent authority. So, as a government authority, as a C&AG, you should not go do audit against the rules and orders. As per provision only you should do. As per statutory enactment only you should do. As per rules only you should do. As per regulations only you should do. That is called audit against rules and orders. If you do anything against, it is not allowed. If there is any rule or order against the competent authority rules, they will break this. That's called expenditure audit. Are we clear? Point number 1 is clear. So first audit is what? In expenditure audit. Because majorly government expense only is major. Income easily you will do. Whether the proper expenditure is done or not only you should check. So first one, whether as per the provisions is there, that is there. So rules and orders. Clear with number 1. Second, that there is a sanction. Government sanction should come, no? That there is a sanction according to the competing authority authorizing the expenditure. For example, one bridge or one flyover is built. Expense is there. Road is laid. Toll gate is done. Toll roads are done. National Highway Authority, they are trying to do something. Metro rail project, they are doing. All this, they should have sanction, no? So how many documentations you should know that it is there? Just like that, normally you should not do because you have an hierarchy in government. This fellow should do first. About that, the approval has to be done. About that, then this people has to be like that. You have order. So you cannot go against a competing authority. So that expenditure will be how many crores, guys? It will be thousands of crores. Correct? Sometimes it can go to lakh of crores also. So you will not know. They will say, do that in budget and allocate all that and all. One normal house budget itself, we put this much amount of time and pressure. Think about expenditure audit and all. You will have to take enormous Monday pitchugo. And when you take financial statements of government audit, they would have said 1,000, 2,000 only they will say. And above they will say in crores. So you should not say, 1,000, 2,000 giving 2,000 crores, 30,000 crores. Like that, they will financially do. Because if you put zeros in crores in financial statement, it will go to next street. So you should understand all will be in crores. How will you try to do this? That is called audit of sanctions. Are we clear with the second one? So first is audit against rules and orders. Second is ensuring sanction. Adanal I'm giving it in green color. Third, provision should be there for the expenditure incurred. Without provision, how will you do it? So that there is a provision for which the expenditure that is incurred and it should be authorized. Such audit is called audit against the provision. Against means don't think opposite. Audit against means considering that. Considering that against provision of funds means not opposite to the provision of fund. Based on provision of fund. That's what you should think. Next, financial related propriety they will try to do. So when they are talking about principles of finance, financial proprietary, that means who is going to own it? Who is going to own it? They will call this as called proprietary audit. All this separately, they'll ask in the exam. Next, so many programs, schemes and projects will be. Now when the election time and all come, how it will be? Heavy expenditure by the ruling government will be there so that they can retain. It happens everywhere. There will be monaduna, they will keep, they will ensure that from one country to another country they go, that expenditure and all should be there. Prime Minister or Chief Minister will not go only for their tour. They will ensure it is for the country they will do. Conference they will attend. They will stay in the hotel. How much of expenditure? All the programs, that is the last point. All the programs, schemes, projects, where large financial expenditure, large, heavy it will be. For example, sometimes they will say in Tamil, Suravali Sutrupayanam. That means like a cyclone, they will go from one country to another country. Almost all the countries they will go. And their protocol should be maintained. Then the security should be there. Food, accommodation, everything. Just from one place to another place. If you go, how much is your expenditure? All this who will do? All this you should perform. You should incur whether it is run economically. Just like that, because it's all people's money. Economically means they will not go in a 1-star hotel. It will always be 5-star, 7-star only. But still crores and amounts will be involved. So you should know what are all the yielding results, how you are trying to do. For that also you will do an audit. That is called performance audit. Okay, I will remove all this. Give me a minute. What audit it is? Performance audit. I will color only what is expected. Otherwise, you will not know what you should color. Performance audit. So proprietary audit, performance audit, provision of fund audit, all this triple P. See here what I am trying to write. Performance audit is 1P, proprietary audit is 1P, provision of funds it is 1P. Then rules and order. Then so you can remember RAP, R-A-P, Q. Please update this in the mnemonics. I have told mnemonics very rarely for auditing. Initially, we told more. You can also update. There is no hard and fast rule that you should not have anything. You can update, but conceptually, you should know. All these 5 are very important. Can you glance this now? First, color the keywords and write. For rules against the order, what is the keyword? For audit of sanction, what is the keyword? First, write this. Then you can update this in the mnemonics also. First, write this. Then I will scroll down. Once you are done, let me know. I'll scroll. So first write keywords for rules against or rules and orders. Sorry, audit against. This against, as I've already told you, it's not a negative term. This against is not a negative term. This against means considering the rules and order, what and all they will do audit. And who will sanction? It can be a competent authority only, special sanction or general sanction. In law, they will say get government approval and come, get RBI approval and come. It will be done. Do you think it's easy? How many people you have? You would have seen some movies, Tamil movies or whatever, where politically there will be people like Mudalvan and all becoming a chief minister of a particular. Do you think it's all very easy and possible? It will be very tough. Entering into politics or doing the political works and all is not going to be an easy job. It will all be dealt with crores and crores of the public money. One small budget in family itself, if it is taking time, think about the expenditure audit. They were concentrating only on expenditure audit here. They did not talk about income because that will be through tax, direct tax, indirect tax, all the excise customs. It can be anything related. In our country, we have task mark revenue collection, correct? That and all, there will be people who will do, but expenditure reduction is itself in income, right? When you reduce expenditure properly, that itself is a boon for the society. Are we clear? So this is done. So if you are done with the first 2, can I scroll down? First 2 is done. Third, right from the third. Everything is done by this person, competent authority. So you can write for everything. Financial proprietary. What is that? We will cover separately. Whether it is run economically, performance is properly done, or whether result is coming. It's called performance audit. Please write all this. So guys, we have done these 5 points, which is relating to basic standards for doing an expenditure audit. In all these words, we told audit of rules and orders, audit of sanction, audit against provision, proprietary, performance. We are going to study about that extensively. Then we are going to study about audit of receipts, expenditure audit, everything. But I feel you should write the basic points about C and AG and the government related points, which will be conceptually also important. MCQ also is important. So what I will do, I will stop sharing the screen. I'll stop sharing the screen and I will tell you points relating to what are all the important points for C and AG relating from the government's perspective. Shall we start writing that, guys? Are we ready? Yes. So first write Article 266. Article. Now write the heading basic points about government audit. Once I finish that, then I will start from the 6th question. I feel this is more important. So in the middle, I am telling you this basic points about government audit. Article 266. How we have sections for the Act? We have articles for Constitution of India. Article 266 of Constitution of India covers all the taxes. What taxes it will cover? All taxes, direct, indirect, everything. It covers all the taxes, all the loans, all the taxes, all the loans, and the repayment of loans. And repayment of loans. And repayment of loans received by Government of India. Received by Government of India. Okay, we told this very clearly. So that will be based on what article? Articles 266. We say Constitution of India is what? India Arasiyal Amaippu Sattam. So how you will have to take care of the government, it will be told from Constitution of India only. So you should be careful on 266. Now you can ask me, sir, expenditure we have told the rules against order, sanction, proprietary, performance and all. From where you will take and do an expenditure. You cannot take from wherever you wanted to. Don't you think you should? Very simple. You have your income and expenditure. Where it is going? It is going to your personal bank account. If I am running a company or an academy, then I will have a current account. From your account only you can do income and expenditure, yes or no? Yes. For government, how they will do? That is the next point. Write this point. Next point. All the expenditures of government, all the expenditures of government must be provided from out of dash. That's what they will ask in the exam. From out of dash. The answer is Consolidated Fund of India or state. Consolidated Fund of India or state. From there only you will take all this. Now, why you should tell these common points? Now you know. Now we are going to study about all these expenditures. If you don't know what is Consolidated Fund of India or state, from where they are going to incur, how will you study? So you should know basically Article 266 provides, correct? That is more important from Constitution of India, and from Consolidated Fund of India or state, it should be done. Okay. Who will scrutinize this expenditure, whether it is right or not? Next point. All the expenditures that is incurred by the government, all the expenditures incurred by the government will be scrutinized by dash. Will be scrutinized by dash. That they are called Public Accounts Committee. So right, Public Accounts Committee. Public Accounts Committee. You are done with that? Next, right. Next, right. While doing government audit, an authority who is responsible, an authority who is responsible for discharging, authority who is responsible for discharging all the functions of government audit, all the functions of government audit are called dash. Government audit, functions of government audit are called dash. What will you write as an answer, guys?
C and AG, sir.
C and AG, correct. So write C and AG. When you write C and AG, bracket in bracket, write administrative authority, not a normal authority. With administration powers, they will have administrative authority. These are all the basic points that you have for government and C and AG. After this, then normal expenditure audit, rules and sanction, all that and all we can cover. In bracket, what authority you will write? Administrative authority. Now, next you can ask me, sir, he is an authority, okay. Under any department only he should come, no. He cannot directly be starting there when you want to. For example, when you say finance manager, you will come under accounts and finance department. Like that for government, don't you think you should have a department? So next, right? C and AG discharges their functions under Indian Accounts and Audit Department. Or you can say Indian Audit and Accounts Department. Nothing wrong, but you write like this. Indian Audit and Accounts Department. Audit and Accounts Department. Do you have an act for this? Yes, I will show you that now. But before that, who will appoint C and AG? That we will write. Who will appoint C and AG? Any idea? Give it a try. President of India will appoint.
President of India.
Yes, so write this. They might ask you this, you should also know conceptually. C&AG shall be appointed by President of India. That is the power that he has got. Yes. Till now, you got a basic idea about what is the government audit, C&AG. So only I told all these common points. Do you have an act for C&AG? I am showing you this. Are you able to see this? The act is called, are you able to see this? Visible now? The act is called Comptroller and Auditor General Duties, Powers, Conditions of Services Act 1971. Really big person, a salary that will be equal to Supreme Court judge. You should know his power, right? You should know how big he is. You know, apex court or Supreme Court is a top. Their salary will be equal to the C&AG salary. Appointment president, salary equal to Supreme Court judge. An act is this act. So if somebody asks you what is government audit, you will not just say C&AG. You will have to tell all this. What is their power? Who will appoint? How they will be done? In order, you should cover chapter number 10 also. What is chapter number 10? Audit and auditors. There we will study about the remaining aspects on how you will qualify, what is the remuneration, what is the casual vacancy, if there is a sudden death or sudden vacancy, who will fill. All the stories we will study in chapter number 10. And then some constitutional provisions, 3 constitutional provisions, 149, 150, 151. They will talk about the powers, duties, reports and all. So write this. Other constitutional provisions relating to C&AG is 149 article, 150 article, 151 article. That's all is basics. Write this, close the basics. After this, there is nothing that I'm going to talk about C&AG. So write constitutional provisions. Without Constitution of India, they will never open anything. For self-opted, self-paced scheme, you have one of the option called Constitution. You know that, guys? Once you finish your inter, before you go to final or once you are completed with your articles, self-paced module you should do for CA. For that, one of the concept or one of the topic that they have given is Constitution, psychology and all. In that, you should select one and do. That is that level importance. Now only they have brought Constitution, but for company secretary or law graduate and all, without Constitution, we cannot touch anything. Everything is Constitution. President oda power, Constitution. Governor power, Constitution. Chief Minister, Prime Minister, all these people, MP, MLA, you talk about anything under politics, everything will come under Constitution. You remember this, guys, when we studied General Clauses Act, we are now in auditing, but I'm just telling in law, when we studied General Clause Act, you would have studied something called Dominion Legislature. Dominion Legislature, na correcta from 1947 to 1950, what and all happened. That time only is a crucial time. In the 3 years only, we brought Constitution of India. How much they would have drafted, that still after this much 75 years also, still it is going and flourishing. Because if you wanted to touch something, you should only touch Constitution of India. How important. Don't study for mark, leave over a period of time on all that. For you to understand how this works, how this country works, what and all they wanted to talk about, everything will be under article. Correct? So that's going to be there. 149, 150 and 151. Have you completed this? Remaining duties, powers and all we already told. So I'm not going to cover all that. We have only told the basics. Why I am giving you all the questions and then covering basics, I have a reason. First, if you know what they generally they will do, then if you talk about their power only, you will know the importance. So I gave you some basics, then I'm telling you these provisions. That's all. After this, I'm not going to tell anything. Now, where are we going directly, guys? We are going directly to basic standards of expenditure audit. Did we complete this 5? Did you write the mnemonics of RAP, RAP, rules against rules and orders, sanction, provision of fund, proprietary, performance? Yes, that is what we have got right till now. Now we will cover one after another. What we have done till now, guys, we have covered the 5 different heads of expenditure audit. And I told you, without knowing C and AG later, you will not be able to proceed. So we told some basic points relating to Article 266, Article 149, Article 150, Article 151, how they will be appointed by President, what will be their salary, all that we told. That should be major. Now we will go one after another. To summarize, audit against rules and orders, audit of sanction, audit against provision of funds, proprietary audit, performance audit. This only will be major head. Definitely one question out of this 5 you can expect in the exam. Any exam. When you write any exam, you can write. As I've already told you, give more priority to RTPMD. Yes, okay. Categories of audit against rules and orders. That means what? First head. Now, what will be there under that category? Anja Pirichtola, we have divided into 5. In that, the first one is what? Against the rules and orders. So, let's go and see what is that as a keyword. Point number 1. Rules and orders regulating the powers to incur and sanction the expenditure from dash. Already I covered the. Now, you know why basics is important. Expenditure engendu pogum? Consolidated Fund of India or from state. It can also be called contingency fund of India or state. So against rule and order means that is a rule that from expenditure, if you wanted to take for expenditure, the sanction should be from what? Consolidated Fund of India or state. Now you know why I covered the basics. Point number 1 is done. Point number 2. The rules and orders dealing with the mode of presentation of claims against the government. That means for the against government means for the purpose of it, withdrawing money from the consolidated fund, contingency fund, and public accounts are all relating to should only be followed by government servants. You know what I'm talking about? Not all people can enter here. It should all be done. Ipa na sonnadu whatever I told before should all be done by government servants only. Should all be done only for government transactions only. No private, no individual. And for your information, C and AG is not a single person. They are all group of persons. When I say C and AG, it is an authority with a hierarchy. It is not going to be a single fellow. It is a, for example, when we say articles, a junior article will be there, manager, senior manager, general manager, senior manager, and then a partner, senior partner, engagement partner. Like that you have order. Like that you also you will have. Now here what they are saying, it is for the government, by the government. That's what they are saying. By government means what? By government servants only. Got it? You can do anything. Claims you can do. Withdraw you can do. Anything by the government servers in dealing with government transactions only. So again, for government transaction. That's the keyword. Rules and orders regulating condition of service. When, how much you will have to be there, what is the notice, what is the pay, what is the allowances, what is the pension. It is for what servant only? Only for government servant. Now are we clear? Rules and orders is for government servant, for government transaction from Consolidated Fund of India. So what is the keyword I will write here? I will write from CFI or CFS. Consolidated Fund of India, Consolidated Fund State. That's all is this whole answer. Easy. 3 points only. Government transaction by government servant from Consolidated Fund of India or Consolidated Fund of State. That's all. This is how you will summarize the whole thing. Please write down this or head over in expenditure audit. Separately, we will study audit of receipts. That is separate. First, you cover this. If you are done, then we'll go to the next level. I'm going dead slow because for a simple reason, if you know the basics, you don't need to sit in middle. 15 to 20 minutes, you will cover this government audit. Please write this and let me know. We'll go to the next one. So here they will talk about number 1, powers, power to incur and sanction. Number 2, claims or presentation, how you will present. Number 3 is condition. Sorry. Number 3 is condition. What are the conditions? How you will pay? How you will do all this? Yes, done. Remember this 5 heads. This 5 heads is crucial. If you cover this 5 heads, yes, government audit is done. Shall I go to the next one? Completed? Yes. Examination of various rules, regulations, and order by executive authority. This is only for you to glance as a concept. Exam question, no. Because they are saying nothing should be against the constitution. Nothing should be inconsistent with constitution or law. Everything should be consistent with C and AG only. No conflict should happen. Everything should need not be, have not been separately approved by competent authority. So then the authority will try to take it. That means you should have proper approval. That's what they are saying. This is a story. Why I gave this is for the continuity of the subject. That's all. Previous approval required. You need properly approval. Nothing should be inconsistent. Everything should be consistent as per C and AG. No conflict with the orders. It should happen. This is the story. This is only for you to glance for the story concept. Flow only I have given. Nothing else, not for exam. Okay. So don't even sit and write. Audit of sanction. Who will sanction, guys? Competent authority. C and AG we will say, but still, who is the authority? It can be any. So what is the order? The audit of sanctions. Auditor has to ensure that each item of expenditure is covered by dash. What is the answer? Sanction. Who will do this?
Competent authority.
Competent authority. Okay. See the next point. The audit of sanction is directed both in respect of ensuring that the expenditure is properly covered. This is point number 1. And also to satisfy that the authority sanction is competent for the purpose vested under articles of the Constitution. That means what? You should have the power to do, and you should have that power that is prescribed as per Constitution. See, properly also you should sanction, and you should also have competency as per what? Constitution and law. You should have proper delegation of financial powers. So very simply, just the sanction is not the point. It should be sanctioned by competent authority, and they should also ensure it should be based on Constitution of India. Out of the story. Story is done. Sanction alone is not the point. It should be done by CA. Don't write chartered accountant. Competent authority. And then it should be based on Constitution of India. That's all. Easy point. Just understand the keywords. You will know how you can write. Framing of sentence and all you can write very easily. They will not check your grammatical way of and all when you are writing the exam. Basic keywords, if you are writing, great. You don't need to be a stalwart or expert in English writing and all. Basically, if you know how to write this with the keywords, great. Some people ask me, sir, should we write really good English for auditing? Not required. Keywords, if you know and if you know how to do it, do the audit, not necessary. How many chartered accountants are well versed in Tamil? They would have studied in Tamil medium. For CA alone, they would have studied in English and they become CA and all. How many people I would have seen, I know. So don't bother about the language. Bother about the concept and knowledge, not about the language. Yeah, okay. So அடுத்து போலாமா? You are done with this. Are we clear? Sanctioning is not the point. It should be done by competent authority. They should be obviously having a sanctioning limit, and they should be under the provisions of COI, Constitution of India. Audit against provision of fund. Audit against provision of fund aims at ascertaining that the expenditure incurred has been on the purpose of which the grant and appropriation has been provided. These two are the keywords. And the amount should not exceed the appropriation. There will be a limit. Budget versus actual, guys. It should not exceed budget. Actual expenditure should not exceed budget. Here they are using a word called actual expenditure and appropriation. Actual should be less than appropriation. That's all is the answer. They would have allocated something. Within that only you should have the actuals. Are we clear? That's all is the answer. Proprietary audit, performance audit, they will ask in exam. Very repeated question. So please write this 9th point. We'll go to the 10th point now. Properly 1 or 2 classes maximum we will cover this government audit. Maximum. Because we are only going to color for vouching and verification. This 18 questions or whatever this government audit questions only is crucial. Adukappuram coloring. What you will do for LLP. What you will do for partnership. If you know the basics, you can itself frame points and finish. Done? Audit against provision. Are you guys writing the keywords? Anyways, this will be uploaded in G Drive, so it should be helpful. Proprietary audit means what? This 10th and 11th question is based on proprietary audit. Okay, so we will cover this. Proprietary audit means what? First, I will read this, then I will tell you a story if you don't get it. The auditors try to bring out the cases of improper, avoidable, and ineffective expenditure, even though the expenditure has been incurred in conformity with existing rules and regulation. Are you understanding what I'm saying? See, you have done everything as per rules and regulation only. Okay. But still you found out as a C&AG, you found out something is not done properly. Improper. It can be avoided. It is ineffective. You used it, you expended, but it is waste. And you did it to some other person, improper. And what should have been 1,000 crores, you have spent 2,000 crores. Not required. Or 1,200 crores. 200 crores also is a big amount. Like that, if the auditor finds out, then what audit is? Proprietary audit. So what they will try to do? Anything improper if they find. Anything avoidable if they find. Anything ineffective if they find. That's called proprietary audit. Sometimes when we speak, no, we would have spoken to someone. You would have spoken some nonsense and come. When you came back home, you will think of 1,000 ideas of how you should not have spoken that. இப்படி பேசியிருக்கலாமே, ஏன் இது நம்ம இப்ப பேசல? இப்படி பேசியிருக்கலாமே, இது பேசியிருந்தா அவங்களுக்கு இன்னும் இதுவா இருக்கும். இது பேசியிருந்தா இன்னும் புரிஞ்சிருக்குமே. Sometimes it happens to me also after the class. இதை விட இன்னும் better example கொடுத்திருக்கலாமே. இதை விட I could have done it like that. It is there. Correct? So what I have told is told. So for example, if Bharati is speaking something, she spoke, or Priya or Abhinaya, whatever. They spoke. Now what I am doing, I am saying what you told is correct, but you should have avoided that word. What you told us, that word in the test, that is not effective. That is not the keyword. You have used an inappropriate word or improper word. Instead of that, if you have done it, then it should have done. So what I am doing, I am doing a proprietary audit on what you have done. Indirectly, I'm just connecting government. That's not exactly proprietary, but I am correcting your mistakes. I am saying you have done correctly only. You have written the test good, but you would have avoided that. This alone unnecessarily you have written like this. If I tell from the government's perspective, from the C&A, from me as a C&AG to the government, that's called what audit? Propriety audit. Are you clear? Easy, so that I'm connecting with your example. See the next point. With the passage of time, it was felt that regular audit alone was not sufficient to protect the public interest properly in spending it. That means what, guys? Daily you are doing audit or daily you are studying is not the point. How you are doing revision, how you are writing test, how you are having a writing practice is more important. Appadida they are covering here also. They are saying just daily if you are spending time is not sufficient to protect the property in public interest. When you wanted to do it, you should do it properly. You should do it qualitatively. The transaction must satisfy all the requirements of regulatory audit regarding the rules and regulation, but it may still be highly wasteful, unnecessary. Like that, there can be many things in government perspective. See the example here. Institute example. A building may be constructed for installing a telephone exchange, but may not be used for the same purpose, resulting in unproductive expenditure. Or a school building may be constructed, but are used after 5 years of completion in case of a very simple. Indirectly, if you tell BSNL office, how much it is regularly useful? Now, when it is the technology updated, why will you now construct a building for a telephone exchange? Now, when you will you construct something called PCO booth, STD, ISD booth? No. Unnecessarily, why will you do it? Now, instead of that, you will put an ATM. Or you will construct a building. Or you will construct a shelter place for people to do it for the bus stand or bus stop or whatever. So, sometimes we will construct unnecessary things, but you would have used it something productive. That and all proprietary audit will find out and tell. Are you clear? So identifying the mistake and telling what you should have done better is called proprietary audit. Are we clear? Easy. Mark this question, very important. Please write the keywords also. Others and all, see, vouching verification, I'll go in good speed. This and all, I will not go in good speed because this is very important. Please mark important, write the keywords. I will color the yellow things. That and all is important keyword. Please start writing directly. So I am writing a word called though. Though is important before you write this keyword. Though conformity with rules and regulations are there, still it is improper and all. Please write this. Once you write this, then I will tell you the principles of proprietary audit. Please write this now.
Done, sir.
Very good. If you are done, shall we go to the next question? What are the principles of audit against proprietary? That means proprietary audit. Principles. Connect 10th question and 11th question and study for your exam. I'll again repeat. We are in 10th question, which we covered meaning. Principles of proprietary audit separately also they can ask you, or you can connect with 11th question. I put it as a separate question so that it will avoid all this. What and all it will ensure, we will cover that. The expenditure should not be prima facie more than the occasion demand. You know what is prima facie means? Prima facie means on the face of it. That's the exact meaning. I will tell you what it is. On the face of it. That means actuals should not be more than what the actual demand. If only 1000 crores is required, that should not exceed 1000 crores. On the face of it, 1000 crores is enough. So prima facie means on the face of it. It should not be more than the occasion demand. Keep it within control. That's what they are saying. For this only, you have an audit called proprietary audit. Within control, you should have a purpose. That's called proprietary. Every public officer is expected to exercise vigilance in respect of expenditure incurred from the public money, because public money only is everything for the government. Correct? As a person of ordinary prudence. So who will do this? Public officer. That's what we are telling the competent authority. Correct? So ordinary prudence. Normally you should find out that this is extra without any extra effort. Second, no authority should exercise the power of sanctioning expenditure to pass an order which is directly or indirectly to its own advantage. Not for your advantage, you should incur government. Are we clear? This usually, sometimes we tell as a problem in politics. They have used it for their own purpose. No. Public money, how can you use it for private? It should be done for public only. The public money is collected by the government and the government should use it only for public. It should not be used private. No. So they are saying don't do this. So first point, right, on the face of it should be within control. Okay, point number 1. Write this, then I will go to the next page. Write the heading principles of proprietary audit. We did not cover. What is this performance audit? Very simple. Performance audit is based on what and all you will cover with 3 E's. What is the 3 E? Efficiency, economy, and effectiveness. That means how you are going to do it with quality, how you are going to do it with quantity, how you are going to do it economically. That is what is going to be. I wanted you to mark this question important for your exam for a simple reason. They can ask you, what is the scope of audit? What is not included in the scope of audit? What are the 3 E's you should remember? So all that they can ask you very simply, just they will ask you performance audit. You should know that it is from special audit only, covering up what and all? Efficiency, economy, and effectiveness. Now see the other word. All this audit is also called the performance audit. All these are also called full scope audit. This and all is also known as. So what I will say, also known as AKA. Very simple, guys. I always say this. Efficiency means it is quality. Now what they are saying, whether properly it is conducted economically or are you yielding the results expected out of them. So quality, Vardha, are you getting quality? That's all they will ask you this. And whether it is done in economical and efficient manner. Indirectly, they are bringing economy audit also. Economy audit means whether the government has acquired the resources properly. So when I talk about economy, I will write a keyword called resources. What resources and all? Financial resources, HR, human resources, physical resources, whether it has been properly sanctioned and spent. So resources, sanction, and spent. because government should give no. So they should ensure whether it is properly done or not. Sorry. Effectiveness is going to be what? I already told you, effectiveness is based on quantity. In simple words, they are saying quantity only, but overall appraisal of performance. That means how fully it is completed, all the quantity related, and how it is matching your objectives. How you can attain objectives effectively. This is only keywords only. That's not a very rocket science kind of a question. Write the keywords, it should be done. What are the keywords? See what I am writing. Either whether it is conducted economically, whether they are yielding the results expected out of them, whether it is done economically and efficiently, whether these three resources have been taken care. What are the three resources? Financial resources, human resource, and physical resource. Whether appraisal of performance is being done, whether the objectives are attained. So all this you should consider. That's all. You don't need to write this because again, same story. You don't need to even bother this. Same story. So there is going to be nothing. Performance audit will cover what? MCQ. What is the procedure? How you will cover? Simple only, but you can say first performance audit means what topic you are going to do audit. What is your preliminary study? Then do planning, execution, and reporting. So IPPER. Don't change the order. First identify, preliminary study, plan, execute, report. This is easy. You already know this. Plan, execution, reporting is not important. In the sense, you know it. Identify and do a preliminary study, then you do planning. That's all is your actual question and answer for this. Actual question and answer for this. Now, after this, what are we going to cover? How we are going to vouch and verify. Update slowly, all the points will start coming. For that, listen carefully what we should do. For that, I am going to color the keywords on if there is a receipt audit, what you should try to do it. You cannot write everything. You cannot mug up and write because this fifth chapter is voluminous and this chapter also is voluminous. Voluminous in the sense you cannot mug up and remember everything and write. But the keywords, when it is income side, what you should remember, expense side, what you should remember, easily 2-3 questions can come, you can write. Audit of receipts. You tell me guys, receipt means it is coming incoming. Okay. So how you, what and all you will try to check when it is from the income side. Can you guess and tell me, or can you think and tell me? Incoming means what will come? Revenues, whatever is the subsidy, whatever is the grant, all that, whether it is properly credited or not. Correct? That is what you will check. Yes, I will color this. I don't know, it's already done. Okay, then generally, you should have some procedure, regulation and all. You should have some checking. You should have some review. You should have some category that is determined by C&AG. That's all is 6 points. Now, very simply, common point. What is the common point? If it is income side means revenues, generation, that this and all, audit procedure, rules, regulation, compliance, procedure, reporting, reviewing, checking. That's all is the point. That's all will be there. Can we go and do that now? First point, whether all revenues due to the government have been correctly assessed, realized, or credited. First point. I will color this, then you write. It should be easy. Okay. So first point. Second point, whether adequate regulations and procedures have been framed. Okay, that is going to remaining and all story to secure an effective check on assessment collection. Yes, proper allocation. Now you should understand one more thing, guys. How much you are going to remember in this vouching and verification is based on how you are writing the common points and keeping. So what I am going to do is to ensure correctly the keywords I'll color, and then you can accordingly take it forward. Okay. Next, whether rules and regulations and procedures have been followed, whether it is been carried out. Now see the keyword here. First, whether it is framed properly. Whatever is framed is carried out properly. Same story. Rules, regulation, procedure only. First, you should frame from the government perspective. Department or agency will properly do, then they will carry out. When they carry out, what you will do? Whether adequate checks are there for detecting and investigation of all the frauds and errors. So indirectly, when I am talking about, I am saying check the fraud and error. Write some examples for fraud, write some examples for error. Now, if you ask me, sir, is this question very important? Answer is no. But I am giving you a flow of how we should cover 5th chapter. Audit of receipts of government audit. Will they ask? Very rare question. But if they ask you, you should know how to manage this, because in the 3 hours of time, you should know how to do this vouching and verification type. Next, review of system or procedure, whether it is adequately carried out. Then extent or quantum, whether category of audit is properly determined by C&H. That's all is the concept. Now, what we should understand is very simple. What are the keywords we told? We told audit procedure, whether it is effectively framed, carried out, rules and regulation followed, adequate checks on fraud and error, review whether it is properly done, categorize whether it is properly done, all the revenues and debts are collected or not. That's all. So 2 minutes only, I'll give you time. So you start writing this and tell me that whether you are able to write this in the exam also. Okay, can you write this now, guys? Don't write the full thing, because already this is there in the book. And don't even touch the book, because I have already summarized only from book. In book, it will be so heavy. So please write this. 2 minutes only I will color, because it's very simple. I don't need to sit in middle. You will also take 2 minutes to write. Just write this. Then I will scroll down. Just write this. I will then scroll down. So if you are done with the first point, the remaining points, only keywords, guys, don't write everything. For people who are watching the recorded classes, for this particular chapter and next chapter, open the study material, or you can write only the keywords by passing everywhere, write the keywords and go forward, so that you don't need to sit and waste time. Either you mark it in the material or you write it separately in the notebook and study. Writing separately in the notebook and study is actually effective instead of coloring it in the book, because there will be so many unnecessary things. Unnecessary things means to your mind, not to me. Done? Till 6 points. They'll ask this for 4 marks. How will you do audit of receipts of government audit? How will you audit stores and inventories of government audit? Like that. Basic accounting sense, if you have, you can easily write. I'll give you more clues and more common points. If you are done, let me know. Huh? Stores and inventories, guys. Stores and inventories means which, what you will remember immediately. Sorry, what you will remember? Stock, correct. Inventory, AS2, correct. In stock, what and all you will remember? Generally, what and all you think you should audit?
Production.
Sorry?
How much is produced? How much is in the store?
Correct. So how much is purchased? How much is received? How much is consumed? How much is there in stock? How much is sold? All this. Okay. Stock, will there be deficiency or everything will be good? There will be deficiency. For government audit means, don't you think you should tell them? Yes. When you purchase from them, you should ensure whether it is properly sanctioned or not. And for that, whether you properly paid the price or not. And whether properly agreement is signed or not. Correct? And to check whether the story, accuracy, correctness, reasonableness and all is there or not. That's all, guys. That's all is the answer. Shall we color now? அப்படியே பாரு நான் சொன்ன story. To ascertain whether the regulations governing the purchase, same story which I told you, அப்படியே இருக்கும். Like whatever Abhinaya told also. Purchase, whatever is there in receipt, issue, custody, sale, inventory, whether it is properly carried out or not. And check whether there is any deficiency in stock. And check whether purchases have been properly sanctioned. See what they are telling here. They are telling this overall. Here they are talking only about deficiency. Here they are talking about purchases. Or stock, what you will do? Purchases, sales. And here they will talk about more on supply and sales. Okay, so what I will underline here, I will say whether any deficiencies are there. Have you brought to the notice of the government any deficiency? Whether purchases are properly sanctioned. To ensure prices, now only I told you, prices paid are reasonable or in agreement. Same story, whether certificates of quality and quantity is done by the inspector. Because stock, no. As an auditor, what and all you will do? Very simple. You will not talk only about good things when you do audit. Damage aicha, properly price paid, did it in credit, whether properly sanctioned, that fellow gave it properly with rules and regulation. Two sides you will have to understand. From purchaser side, from sales side, and from government side. So all these are done or not, whether economically done or not, and story. To check the accounts of receipt, issue and balances. Idella story you can write for everything. To check whether it is accurate, correct, reasonableness, all these and all you can write for everything. That's all is your audit of stores and inventories. Are you guys slowly getting the get? I am doing it number 9 and then only I'll go to 5. By the time you go to 5, you know how exactly it will work. Simple, normally from your 12th standard angle, if you think also, or common sense angle also, you can write this audit. Whatever came in, correctly came in. Whatever went out, correctly went out. Whether quality is there, whether deficiency is there, whether policy is there, procedure is there, receipt, payment, issue, custody is there, supply, sales is there. That's all. If you write like this, now you should understand this keyword. This is keyword. This is important. To ascertain, verb to bring to the notice, to verify, to ensure. இப்படி நீயே மாத்தி color அடிச்சு எழுதிடு. I am giving you a shortcut. இப்படி எழுதுனா you will get mark. Mottamawe, this 4 or 5 points only will be there to check. What and all you will check, what and all you will ensure, verify, bring, ascertain, evaluate. Like that, if you write some 7, 8 points, you are done. That's an easy way to remember this chapter after this and then chapter number 5. Inga keyword bar. Whether correctly assessed, realized, credited. Then adequate regulations are there. Adequate checks are there. Review of systems and procedures are there. Whether it is determined or there, whatever is determined. Now, you should understand one thing. When it is on income side, have some common points. When it is expenses, have some common points. When it is liability, have some common points. When it is asset, have some common points. You write with whether ensure, adequate check, evaluate, bring to the notice, ensure. If you write like this, you are done. Nobody will know that you have written common points only. It will be as if it is original. And more importantly, don't forget this. If we government audit poro, so we are studying government audit. Adanala we will not talk about ASC, SC and all. Chapter number 5 la related part in one word you tell, you know all the section number. Correct? ASO cover panla, SA cover panla, Companies Act you can cover. Correct? If you write like this itself with evaluate, check, all this and all points, ensure and all, you will automatically get the answers done. That level, if you study, it is enough, because you will not mug up and go. See, the SA, if you mug up and go, it's worth it. For this, how much you will mug up and go? So documents, you should remember. What are the documents, guys? Purchase document, sales document, agreement, sanction order, stores order. That's all is the document here. So documents always remember. So what I'm writing here, I am saying all the documents you should remember for each head. I'm telling you common points. I'm not telling you individually. Inventory enna documents irukkom, remember that. And when you say documents, you will say plus and minus. What is plus and minus? What and all is good, what and all is deficient. Deficient, whetherly done, properly evaluated or not. Like that, if you write the story, then it is easy. And plus actions. What is the actions? Ascertain, bring to the notice, verify, ensure, evaluate, ascertain. Yes, check, same points will be there. Okay. This question is a very simple question. Categories that the public enterprise required to maintain in commercial accounts. For commercial audit, public enterprise, what you will do, this is only for glance. Just write. For department, they will have a separate rules and regulation. For statutory body and corporation, there will be separate. For government companies, there will be separate. Just write this. This is only for you to glance. There is nothing else. This is only for you to glance. Can you write the common points also along with that? Write this and write common points which I told you. Guys, write this now. This one, documentation, plus and minus actions. Write this now. Then we'll go to next one. You wrote these common points. You will study AS2. You can include that points and all. You would have studied costing. You can include that points and all. Life cycle of your purchase, sales and all. So you can easily bring. But you should know, this is the basic points you should try to cover. Okay. So if you are done with this, this is a 16th question, is a very small question for you to understand. Role of C and AG, very important. Three powers and roles you should remember. This is a standalone question. This is not vouching verification. This is pure question and answer. So for everything to power to appoint government company auditor, who will do, guys? Who will do this?
CNAG.
CNAG, sir.
That's all is the whole point. But yeah, they would have told government company definition. Section 1 for what is 143, guys?
Accounts of company.
Hey.
Appointment of auditor.
143 is, I told you 143 is I love you. You remember all that?
Audit of company.
Powers and duties of auditor. Remember this. Not all sections I'm asking you to remember, guys, but this basic and all you should remember. Powers and duties of auditor. So here they are talking about who has the power to appoint. Answer is C and AG. So first write this first. 143, don't forget. 133 is AS, 143 is SA. I have told so many times. Yeah, that's all easier solra. Because 143, if I say SA only, you will remember auditor's report. So powers and duties of auditors is major. Till 138 only accounts. From 139 it is audit. So be very careful. Others can make mistake or not. We should not make a mistake because we have done it this enough times. Sorry. Section 143(5) of the Act states that in case of a government company or other company owned or controlled directly or indirectly by central government or state government or government, partly by central government, state government, all the story you can write. அப்படியே government company ஓடது எழுத வேண்டியதான். Answer bar one. Who will appoint? C and AG will appoint. That's all. Idukku one paragraph they have told. Second is MCQ question. C and AG shall within how many days they will give report for supplementary audit? Within 60 days. They will have to power to conduct the supplementary audit. That means extra audit. Test audit they will try to do also. Based on what? Section 139. That means what and all are qualified, disqualified, all these things they will come. Plus provisions of section 19A of C&AG Act. Please write this. For C&AG, there is an act in 1971. Write that also. This question you write. Vouching verification, you don't need to sit in middle. This you write. Very simple. Role of C&AG as per 143. Right? Government audit definition, tell it will be done by C&AG. Second, within 60 days, he should give audit report. Next, test audit based on section 139 and section 19E of C&AG Act. That's all. Answer over. This question is important.